That's a nice JL factory bumper skid you got there. It'd be a real shame if I hit it with this hammer. So if you ordered your new JL Wrangler with the factory steel bumper group, you got this skid right here. And it's fine. It's a little ugly. It's a little kind of blunt here. So at JcrOffroad, we made a replacement. It bolts directly in place of the factory skid, but it's thicker, it's cooler. I mean, literally, it's cooler. It has holes in it, see? And one of the greatest things is that it kind of smooths this transition from the bumper to the skid, where here you got this like rock, dirt, tree catching like notch here. Ours is going to be a nice smooth transition just like this. Looks fantastic. It's super easy to install. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. The first step is going to be to remove this factory skid here. We're going to remove the 5 front bolts that go into the bumper with a T45 socket. We're going to remove the 2 bolts underneath that go to the cross member with a 13mm socket or end wrench. So now we're going to bolt in the new. Anyways, now we're going to take a 16mm socket and remove these 2 factory brackets here, 2 bolts on each side on the inside of the frame cross member. Once you get both of these off, you can set them aside with the factory skid. All right, now we're going to provide you with some new brackets here for this cross member. It's going to come with the bracket, a button head bolt, and a flange nut, 1 per side. The easiest thing to do is to start this flange nut up in the bracket like that, kind of line the hole up and get this button head bolt started. Or then you want to line this bracket up parallel with the edge of this frame here and tighten it down with a 7/32 socket or hex end wrench. You shouldn't have to hold on to that flange nut. The serrations should grab, but if they don't, just grab any 9/16 open end wrench and you should be able to grab onto the back of that nut. You want to tighten this down before you put the skid on, just because this is pretty hard to get to once the skid is installed. All right, now the next step is to take one of the factory Torx bolts that you removed from the factory skid on that same T45 socket with an extension and go ahead and push it up through the center of one of these vent holes here and then push the whole assembly up onto the factory bumper and go ahead and try to align that bolt while you're holding it up. 3 hands help sometimes, and then loosely bolt just enough threads on the factory bolt to hold that skid up for now. Now we're going to provide you with some more button head bolts and flange nuts, and those go back here on the brackets that you installed earlier. Just loosely install the ones on each side. All right, now we're going to install some extra front support brackets here. So to do that, we have to remove these outermost 2 factory bolts. Same T45 socket as we used before. Then we're going to set that in place and just kind of loosely put that bolt back in there. Then we're going to take another button head bolt and another flange nut and install that through the skid and that bracket. And we're going to repeat the process on the other side, leaving everything loose. All right, now with everything still loose, we're going to install 2 more of the factory bolts. They go up in here on the outer 2 slots with that same T45 socket. Once you get both of these loosely threaded, you can go ahead and tighten all of the bolts on this skid plate. So So that's it. See, super duper easy to install and just looks fantastic. Totally matches the contour of this bumper. No more weird divot thing. And took like 10 minutes. If you have any questions about this install or any install of JCR Off-Road products, give us a call, 269-353-1184, or email us at tech@jcr.us. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being part of the JCR Off-Road family, and I'll talk to you later. Where's my hammer?